Last night, the Spurs defeated the Portland Trailblazers 114 to 94. Victor had a dominant stat line, 30 points, 10 blocks, 7 rebounds. He shot 50% overall from the field and 50% from three. So he dominated the offensive end along with the defensive end in that game. But what stood out about this game is that Victor made history during this game. He was able to record 201 three-pointers all time after his shooting last night. So him getting 201 three-pointers all time broke Stephen Curry's record, which was Curry originally had the record of being the quickest player to reach 200 three-pointers made all time. So Victor was able to do it in quicker fashion. It took Curry 99 games to reach 200 three-pointers, while Victor has done it in 94 games. So he edges out Curry by 5 games for that record. I find this interesting because it just shows that these 3-point records are really going to fall with this young generation of players. That I'm not going to say that Victor's as great of a 3-point shooter as Steph. Steph is the all-time greatest 3-point shooter of all time. But what's interesting, despite Steph's efficiency from three, you could have players pass him up in the future simply because they're going to get a head start on being able to chuck as many threes as they want from the moment that their career begins. Which, if you look at Steph's career, despite being a great 3-point shooter from day one, he really wasn't allowed to chuck that many 3-point shots during his first few years in the league. That he only averaged a little bit less than 5.3-point attempts per game his first 3 seasons, and then his fourth year in the league, that's like the year when he really broke out to establish himself as a star. That was the year where he put himself on the map. And in that season, he was averaging close to 8 threes a game. So that's when it really took off for him. And what's even more interesting, despite shooting that many threes, around 8 a game, he never crossed 8 or more 3-pointers until the 2015-2016 season, where he started shooting 11.2 threes per game. I bring this up only because I look at Victor, what he's doing right now. Last year, he averaged 6.7 3-point attempts a game. This year, he's averaging 10.1 attempts, which is insane. Keep in mind, Steph Curry didn't get to shoot 10 or more until his 7th year in the league. So that shows you just the absurdity of this 3-point shooting league that was become. That now you have a guy who's like 7'4". If he keeps this up, he could very well pass Stephen Curry on all-time 3-pointers made. Just there's a good chance that could happen because Victor is getting the green light to shoot as many threes as he wants. And I don't see that stopping. He's going to be shooting 10 or more threes for a long time. The way the league has set it up to be that way, that it really wouldn't surprise me. Like if Victor has a healthy career and he's allowed to play about like 15 or 16 seasons, he could very well break Curry's 3-point all-time made list for most 3-pointers ever made in NBA history, because like I said, he's going to be averaging 10 or more threes per game for the next, I don't know, let's say he's healthy for the next 15 seasons. Think about how many of those threes he's going to make and how that's going to accumulate over time. So that to me is just interesting because it shows that you don't have to be a great 3-point shooter to crack that list anymore. It's just about being a volume 3-point shooter. I wouldn't say right now Victor is a great 3-point shooter. For this season, his 3-point percentage is around 35. But to be fair, last 15 games, I've checked a stat where he's shooting 41 and above from three. He started off the season very poorly. Now he's shooting them at a extraordinary rate. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep it up. If he's able to shoot consistently 40 or above, then I think he's going to easily shatter Steph's 3-point record. It's all going to come down to health, but if he remains healthy, that record will be broken. So that to me is very interesting, and he might not be the only player to shatter Stephen Curry's all-time 3-point record. Just you can see several other young guys do it simply because they're going to get the head start to chuck up as many 3-pointers as they want from the moment they enter the league. So I think that record is in danger. I'm not saying it's even a good thing. It just shows you how bad the league has turned into a 3-point chucking contest now. So that's just something I wanted to bring up.